Okay, let's give you guys some practice. So here, find the limit of this function here. So visualize this as a block here, multiplying this block here, multiplying this block here. Okay, and the graph of this function is well, it looks like this, and as x approaches positive 5, so 10 would be here, 5 would be here. So as x approaches positive 5, from the left it would be here, and then from the right you would have to do this here and all the way up here, so it would be somewhere around here. But where is this? Somewhere around here. So press pause and have a go. So this is all that you're given. Okay, so find the limit of this function. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this here, visualize it as this. You've got one bubble here, multiplying another bubble, and then multiplying another bubble here. So that's like you saying, I've got to find the limit of this bubble here, and then find out the limit of this middle bubble here, and then find out the limit of this third bubble here. And then because you've got a square root here, you can actually break into the square root. Break into the square root. So concentrate on finding out the limit of this bit here. Then whatever the limit is, then square root the limit. You see what I mean? Hang on. So here, so at the moment you've got this bubble multiplying with this bubble, multiplying with this bubble here. So that's like you finding out the limit of this bubble, and then this is the second bubble here. This is the third bubble here. And from the theorem on finding out the limit of the square root, or any root, you would break into this thing here. So looking at this here, you've got to find out the limit of this thing here. Well, you can actually break into the square root. So here, you can actually concentrate on finding out the limit of this. And whatever this limit here is, you can then square the answer. Okay, but just remember, because this is 2 here, square root, this here is a 2, so make sure that this is a positive. It's a bit like you finding out the square root of a negative 4, which is a bit hard. So here, but whereas this one, on this one here, because it's an odd number here, you don't actually need this to be positive. It will still work as even if it's a negative, it will still work if this is an odd number here. Don't forget that there's a 2 here, but well, when there's a 2 here, it's like a square root, so we don't bother writing the 2 in here. So here, you remember, if it's an odd number, you can have the square root of a negative number. So for example, you can have a square root of sorry, here you can have the well, you could have a cube root of, let's say, negative 8 here, because here minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2, that will give you negative 8. So my point is, if this is odd here, you can have a negative number in here. Okay, well anyway, so here you've got this times this times this. Now you're trying to work out the limit. Yeah, so you break into the square roots here, and then that turns this bit here. This bit here. Remember, all these are limit as x tends to 5. Everything here is x tends to 5. So here the x tends to 5. So I should actually put all these in here. As x tends to 5, as x tends to 5, and so on. I should put them in, really. So here, this one here would be 4, okay, and the limit as x tends to 5 here, the limit of this here will be minus 32. Okay, so when you are here, you can just break into the square root. So the limit of the square root, and so on. And then this, hang on, and then so this thing here becomes a 4. This whole thing here becomes a minus 32. Well, this is easy. Square root of 4 will give you 2. Well, here you've got to think, what number, when I times by itself 5 times, gives me minus 32? So here, looking at this here, you've got to think of a number. When you multiply by itself 5 times, okay, 5 times, it will give you minus 32. Well, hang on, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that will give you positive 32. But if you stick a minus in every single one here, you see, this times this here would be positive 4. This times this here would be positive 4. Don't forget you've got a negative 2 here. Times negative 2. This, merge these two together, that will give you 16. That will give you 16. And then 16 times negative 2 would be negative 32. So my point here is that the fifth root of negative 32 is just negative 2. Okay, so now it's basically this times this times this, which gives you negative 20. Okay, so overall, hang on, overall, looking at our original graph, what was the answer? The answer is negative 30. Sorry, negative 20. Okay, the answer is negative 20. So looking at our graph, so this point here, at this point here, is negative 20. Negative 20. So the limit there is negative 20. Okay.